Okay guys, so in this video I'm going to run you through exactly how to do a colon cleanse and exactly how to do it correctly, because I hear a lot of stories about people just going off and watching my videos and going and doing a juice fast. That's okay, but that's a juice fast. It's not a colon cleanse. You're not going to get the release of mucoid plaque unless you follow these 3 specific things. So there's lots of benefits to juice fasting. I absolutely agree with that, but you are missing such a pivotal opportunity to clear out the mucoid plaque out of your body if you just do a juice fast and don't utilize the full process. It's the mucoid plaque that is creating the inflammation in your body. It's creating the congestion through your digestive tract, the constipation, the digestive issues, the weight gain, the skin problems, the hormonal imbalances. It causes a lot of problems. It is inflammatory, irritating, dark, dense mucoid plaque that parasites love to thrive off. Bad bacteria in your gut loves to thrive off. Good bacteria in your gut cannot thrive off, which means it completely messes up your microbiome. So if you're going to give this a go, please make the most of the opportunity to do it correctly. Now, the number one thing is obviously the juice fasting element. So which that means is that you're consuming nothing but juice. Now, this is pivotal because it's the enzymes in that live raw juice that start to soften that mucoid plaque and allow for it to start coming away. Now, the issues with this mucoid plaque is that it's very difficult to shift. It's lining your intestines, that whole extra 2-3 kilos going on inside your body, and it doesn't just come away with a normal bowel motion. So some people think that, I move my bowels really regularly multiple times a day, there's no way I've got excess plaque in there. It's different. What you're talking about when you're moving your bowels regularly is just general waste product, fecal mass, moving through your digestive tract and out. This is mucus that is produced by the lining of the digestive tract. It is stimulated and you produce more of it in response to anything that you consume that is irritative. So alcohol, coffee, sugar, dairy if you're allergic to it, meat if you don't break it down properly, medications, all the things, right? Anything that irritates your digestive tract, it will stimulate the release of mucus, and your body does that very cleverly in order to protect itself. But the problem is, over time that mucus builds up, it thickens, it hardens, it oxidizes and forms this rubbery plaque that is firmly attached to that wall. So the only way to get rid of it is these 3 things: the juice fast, the colon cleanse powder, and enemas ideally. So let's go into that. So we've already talked about the juice. So no, if you think you can just use like a NutriBullet and blend up fruit and veggies, you won't get the same effect. I see it time and time again. People wonder why they can't release the plaques because you've got to go with juice. Secondly, is the colon cleanse powder. Now this works too. It's like a fiber-based thing. It is a fiber-based thing. It swells in conjunction with water as it's moving through your digestive tract. And as it does that, it sticks to the mucoid plaque that is already starting to get dislodged by the juice. So then you add this beautiful, delicious, I'm joking, it's gross tasting, but that's okay, fiber-based blend that swells and sticks to the mucoid plaque. Now the third piece of the puzzle is the enema. The reason the enema is so crucial is that an enema stimulates a very strong peristaltic contraction, and you need that strong contraction to be able to drag that heavy mass out of your body, being that mucoid plaque and this powder. So the alternative option, if you're like, absolutely no way, 100% I'm not doing enemas, you could go and have a colonic on the morning of day 4 or the evening of day 3 to bring it all out, but it is far cheaper, far easier, more accessible to do an enema at home. I highly recommend. They're not scary. Ask yourself why you're so weirded out by it. I promise you they're not scary, they're not hard, they're not traumatic at all. But if you're going to do this process properly and you want to see the weight loss and you want to see your skin clearing up, then obviously you want to get the results. So this is why I've tried and tested this method many years. I've done this 3-day colon cleanse process probably 15 to 20 times, and it works. Okay, it works. So I'm going to chat a little bit more about some other practices and processes that I highly recommend you do. All of these things are available online at the Balance Babes website. So your colon cleanse powder, like I said, it's a non-negotiable. This is the one thing that you absolutely need. This is $69 at the time of filming, available at balancebabes.com.au. Now, this is the only one. There's 2 other ones on the market that work really well. They're both over $100 each. This is good value. And I've tried heaps of other ones and they just do not work. They do not release that plaque. Okay, so this is why I formulated this specific blend over years of correcting it to get it. It's anti-inflammatory. It provides prebiotics, which is the beneficial food source for your beneficial bacteria. Like I said, it's slippery elm, so it's anti-inflammatory and healing. If you've got any ulceration or irritation or leaky gut, any gut healing that needs to occur, this will create that. It's got some mild laxatives in it. It is a bulking agent, which means that it's not designed to give you diarrhea, although you do get individuals that are very, very sensitive to the tiny amount of cascara that is in this and will have loosish bowel motions. That's not a bad thing, it's just your body working, but you can moderate the dose a little bit if you need to. But remember, the purpose of this is taking it the 5 times, getting those 5 chunks of fiber through there to create that solid mass within there that's going to stick to the walls and come out of the body. So you do ideally want to try and have your 2 teaspoons 5 times a day to do this correctly. Next, in my opinion, you're missing a wonderful opportunity if you don't take advantage of utilizing a probiotic. Now, you would start your probiotic straight after the 3 days. You could do it while during, that's fine, but there's no need to. Balance Babes Restore Me includes 10 different strains of probiotics, so it's a broad spectrum probiotic. It's available as a capsule, it's available as a powder. If you're game, and I know I'm pushing the friendship a little bit now, but if you're game, get yourself off the website. It's part of the whole overall package. This is a bulb syringe. If you are willing to administer your probiotics, so the powdered form, via a rectal implant, you are going to get tenfold the benefits of your probiotics, because if you're taking your probiotics by mouth, it is suspected that 80% of that probiotic is actually lost and dies off through the process of going from the mouth and trying to make the journey to the colon. Remember, our colon is where 80% to 90% of the beneficial bacteria actually live. And this is why it's so important to cleanse yours and keep yours in a lovely, healthy environment that beneficial bacteria can actually thrive in. So if you are willing to, so what you just do is your probiotics, you literally put half a teaspoon. So this becomes really cost effective. A packet of this is 90 grams. This will last you an entire year. Half a teaspoon, even a quarter of a teaspoon. You don't need much. Put it with a tiny bit of water, so 50 mils of water max. You literally put that into the water, squeeze it in, release it slowly. Then you're inserting that rectally after your enema. So the contents of your colon and bowel are completely empty, and you need to do that as maintenance ongoing 2, maybe 3 times a week, absolute max. So as you can see, taking 1 capsule every day, you're going to go through them a lot quicker versus using it once. I only do an implant probably once a week because I'm obviously maintaining good bacteria. If you know you need to build up, you might start with a higher amount initially. Okay, now you can deepen your colon cleanse if you want to by adding in the Balance Babes Clear Me. Now this is a beautiful product because this is a liver and anti-parasitic cleanse. So it's got all your classic 3 wormwood, black walnut and cloves to destroy the 3 cycles of the parasite. So from the ovum, the egg and the adult, because this happens in cycles. And this is why a lot of people will do like 2 weeks on a parasite cleanse and then 4 weeks later the eggs are hatched again and square one. So you've got to take something like this for a minimum of 6 weeks. But this has also added liver herbs in there to help support the liver in the process of doing a parasite cleanse. Because when you're killing your parasites, you naturally create a little bit of inflammation, when we call this the die-off effect. Irritation, inflammation, as basically the dying parasites and bad bacteria are producing toxins as you're killing them. Another great reason why doing enemas to clear that stuff out quickly is really, really important. So you can add the Clear Me in, and you would be doing 10 drops 3 times a day, or some people do as much as 30 drops twice a day. You got to play around with the dose yourself. Start with a lower dose and build up, and do this on basically like straight after the 3-day juice fast. So you introduce this day 4, okay? Continue your enemas multiple times a week if you can, because it's going to support that process. If you suspect you also have candida, which most people do, candida is something that thrives in an opportunistic environment. So if you've had bacteria and you've had overgrowth like dysbiosis or SIBO, and you've also had parasites for any number of time, the candida is going to build up as well. So we have our Candida cleanser. This is a beautiful product. It will also offset any side effects of doing a parasite cleanse. So you're going to less likely to get the bloating, the gas, the cramps, and those nasty die-off effects if you combine our Candida cleanser at the same time as this. So this treats your liver, treats the parasites, treats bad bacteria, treats the Candida, okay? So if you are also doing these, just remember to take your probiotics or insert your probiotics. If you're inserting them rectally, the powder, you don't need to separate the doses at all, another great reason. But if you're taking a probiotic by mouth and these at the same time, these are going to destroy your probiotics. Another good reason to put the probiotic up the bum. I know it sounds crass, but this is just how it works. This is years and years of clinical experience and practice and trial with clients and myself as to how I know this stuff works. So we've got your enema kit that you can buy online. The other thing that I recommend that you do as part of your 3-day process is your castor oil pack over your liver. Looks like this. You can buy them online on the website. You literally use some castor oil. I have organic cold pressed castor oil on the website as well. And you literally placing the oil over your liver, wrapping yourself over, keeping this on for a minimum of an hour. You can keep it on all day if you want. This is going to offset a lot of your side effects of the detox. So when we do a detox, and especially if you're like gone from eating crap food to only having beautiful, lovely juice, you're going to get a headache most likely. So these things are all recommended to make the 3-day process as comfortable as possible, to minimize side effects, to minimize inflammation, irritation, and damage that you can do. If you would like to learn more specifically on how to perform all the extra things, then I highly recommend you enrolling in the Hormone Healing System. This is an encyclopedia of knowledge. It is all my treatment protocols. It is hours and hours and hours and hours and hours of education that is available for you to use. You can enroll in this as a monthly subscription. And basically access all of my wisdom, all of my content all day long. So there's obviously lengthy videos on how to perform all of these things in that. How are you feeling? Are you ready to dive in? Are you still wanting to do this process? I highly recommend it if you're keen, but it's okay that it feels a little bit overwhelming. But honestly, follow the PDF downloads. You're gonna work out how to do it. Jump over to the store, have a look at the packages. You can buy all these in a package. I highly recommend you investing in yourself and doing this if you're doing it properly. Remember, you only need to do this colon cleanse once a year. You can do it up to 4 times a year. If you want, you would definitely only need to do your parasite cleanse protocol once a year. But you could do your 3-day colon cleanse process. I have people that do it monthly, and that's great because they're dealing with a lot of systemic toxicity. I now have got it down to an art of only doing it 2 or 3 times a year because I've been doing it consistently for a long time, so my toxin levels and my congestion levels are down. Hope that all makes sense.